no. Oh, that is a solid no. This engine is froze up. Come on, baby. Hey guys, it's Bill, Flat Broke Garage. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for checking me out. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back. If you're a subscriber, you're the best. Truly are. If you're digging the videos, maybe subscribe or just give me a thumbs up. It's quick and painless, doesn't cost you a penny, and it keeps you kind of updated when I get a new video. So if you guys have been following along, you'll see I dug two cars out of the woods. I dug a 1970 and a half Ford Falcon and a 1971 Ford Torino four-door. The Ford Torino four-door is really just going to end up being parts. I'll have to show you that a little bit later. But this 1970 Falcon, kind of a rare bird, and it's, believe it or not, a little bit more solid. The problem with this one is, engine stuck. She stuck good. Looks like creatures that might have gotten in through the water pump and stuff, so I don't know. So basically what I'm going to do today is pull the plugs. We're going to fill it up with all the concoctions I can think of. We're going to let it sit. But then while it's doing that, I'm going to go over to the 71 Torino that actually turns over, and I'm going to try and get that thing running. Now if that one runs and goes into gear and this one doesn't, well, you know, I'm parting that one out anyway, so we could just switch-o change-o. The thing about this car is, I think it might have 23,000 miles. I don't know, I'm not sure. There's a lot of clues pointing that way, and you know, that'd be a pretty decent engine if I can get it to run. So it's hot. It's about 93 degrees with about 200% humidity. I do live in the south. So we're going to dive in, get this going, get as far as we can, maybe do a t-shirt change, and see if we can get the other one started. So let's get in here and see what we can do. Well, there she is in all her glory. It's a 302, just two-barrel carburetor. It's extremely complete, which, like I said, leads me to believe this is a low-mileage car. You can see there's no grease or oil has been leaking out of the valve covers. The air cleaner's like mint, well, other than the mouse turds. But it's in really good shape. The hose that was on it, that was a factory hose. So I don't know. I see the heater hoses have been replaced. But I did check the oil on this, and the oil, it has oil, and it's up to the, I think, full mark, and it's pretty good. It's clear. So that means no water's gotten in there. And the same thing with the old transmission. It actually has, well, yeah, there it is. It's actually got juice in it. Red juice, not brown. So that's good too. But like I said, she's stuck. So I'm going to pull the air cleaner off, see what kind of housing we got going on under there. Dump some diesel and trans fluid down the carburetor, fill that up, pull all 8 plugs, shoot some more goo in there, and we're just going to let it sit. Come back and crank on it. So let's get going on that. Alright, well, let's kind of wipe off some of the mouse leavings here. Like I said, I don't think that air cleaner's been off in a long time. I don't know how much that's going to help or not, but there we go. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it'd be nice if this engine turned over. I mean, that'd be awesome. That would save me a ton of work. And, you know, I'd be able to drive it and move it around. Bring it back to the old Flat Broke Garage and not have a boat anchor sitting there. That's the key. I gotta try and keep stuff running because I don't have a ton of room. Well, let's see what kind of secrets are in here. Oh, I can't get the lid on. Well, The lid is rusted on, but doesn't look horrible. Well, just kind of soak it all down. See if we can get this stuff freed up a bit. I don't know. Oh, there we go. So we kind of got carb movement. So what I have is just a random quart of ATF. We'll get that poured down in here. And we're going to wash her down with some diesel fuel. And that'll get to all the cylinders where there's a valve open. And start soaking that. And the other ones, I'm just going to have to pull the spark plugs out and fill the cylinders up too. Oh, look at that. She's slowly drinking her down. There we go. I don't think spilling's going to hurt anything on this carpet. There we go. Going down. It might just be running out the exhaust. So let's get these plugs out and fill these cylinders up. So all 8 plugs came out, and I don't know if you can see, they really don't look that bad. I mean, the plugs, like, they're Champions, F10s. They look good, they look fresh, maybe a little bit of surface rust, but no oil on any of them. Looks like it might have been running a little rich, but I don't see a ton of oil. I don't see oil leaking. The second and fourth plug on this side are they're full of diesel fuel, so I got them broke loose and I heard the diesel leaking, so I just screwed them back in because I'll keep those cylinders full. So I'm going to fill the other 6 cylinders up. So I brought a funnel thinking I could just pour diesel and trans fluid in there, but it's not going to fit. So I do have several cans of PB Blaster with. They're going to squirt those full and put the plugs back in, put covers back on everything, keep the creatures from getting back into this engine, because it looks like they haven't been in here. So let's get this sprayed down. There we go. There we go. Lay all the clutch link or choke linkage down on this side. I sprayed on all these water pump bolts because if this thing does run, definitely going to need a water pump. No. Not sure how all this is going to help, but it's not going to hurt. Another interesting fact about this engine, or neat little find, is this thing actually still has a heat riser tube on it. I mean, if this car had 100,000 miles, those heat riser tubes are usually gone. Now, I'm not saying this thing doesn't have 100,000 miles, but I'm just saying it's usually gone. And there's usually a lot more oil caked on the engine. All these decals will be wore off. I mean, it's the factory carburetor. Saw the number here, I don't know. Clean it off, there you go. But it's a 1970 Auto Light carburetor. It's It's got the real deal carbs still, so I don't know. Let's take this off, see what's living in there. So here we go. I got her loose. As suspected, there is a mouse nest, but the air filter saved it. So, not huge, but I found something else too when I flipped this thing over to tap the cover off. Look underneath here. Look, you still read the part numbers. It's interesting. It's a 1968 date code on that snorkel piece there. So I'm sure Ford just used up a bunch of parts, but yeah, I mean, still looks in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna put all this back on. Just I guess it's no other mice move in. And where did I put the wing nut? I forget everything if it wasn't attached to me. Where did I put the wing nut? Oh, there it is. We'll just leave that there. Anyway, so yep, we're all sealed up. We're going to let her soak and stew for a while in her juices. Just heard something scamper in here. I don't know. We're going to have to address the interior of this car. It's pretty bad. I got to get rid of that, so I don't know. I want to try and get back glass in here. I was thinking about pulling the glass out of that car, which should fit in this car, and that would kind of help hermetically seal what's in there and stop from whatever things are trying to get in and trap the things that are trying to get out, I guess. So, still have not been able to get the trunk open. What happened was we do have a key. We actually found a key that works, but when we pulled it, I think we pulled that rod out of the lock. So we're gonna have to open it up from the back side. I did get the Marty report on it, and Brett Brown was the dealer that sold it, and son of a gun if it doesn't say Brett Brown on the back of that deck lid. So yep, appears to be all here, all legit. Well, it's been about a week. We're back at the old Falcon here. We're going to open the hood and put a bar on it and see if all that juice they dumped down in there did any good at all. See if this thing will actually turn over. Let's get this hood open and throw a wrench on it, see if it spins over. There's a wasp's nest in there now. All right, go get some tools and we'll be right back. Let's see. Look at that. That's gonna fit right in there perfect. Nearly made a bar here.
Let's go with the flywheel.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Yeah, I don't want to break that bolt.
You'll break the bolt now. It's too much pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that ain't good. So a week of soaking, no luck there. We're just gonna let her sit a bit more, and maybe we'll head over to the other car, see if we can at least get that one running. So I don't know. Dang, I didn't have a ton of luck with turning the Falcon over. So let's walk down and see if we can get the Torino. Well, I know the Torino turns over. I got some stuff with me. I brought a battery and some basic tools, a little bit of gas. I don't know if I have everything I need, but we'll see if we can get this thing at least ready to see if we can start it. So let's take a look, see what we got. Yeah, the open carburetor for 20 plus years probably didn't help much. But I do know this one does turn over. So I brought a solenoid, got a battery. Let's just get that on and see if we can, the car will even spin over with the battery. I brought a cap, wires, points. So, all right, let's get some junk out and see what we can do. All right, we do not have a negative battery cable, so I just took or terminal. So I took a positive, use that to hold a negative, get a solenoid on. That's hooked up. Let's just see if it'll crank. So, well, here's the end that goes to the starter. I kind of came unprepared. You know, basically I was just going to try and turn the other car over, but so I know it's got a battery in it, we got a solenoid, I got points. I just want to see if it'll turn over first. Before we get any of this going, we'll go with points, cap, wire, rotor, carb, fuel system. This is what happens when you're far from home. But while I'm here, I am going to pull this grill out of this car, because the problem is these grills all get broken. And the reason they get broken is when you're working on them, you lean on them. And you see they flex pretty easy. And it's 50-year-old plastic, so it's going to crack and break. Right now, that's not broken. So I'm going to take that out and take that with me, because this is a parts car, guys. I mean, sorry. It's not going to be saved. So I'll take the grill with me so I don't break it, and then we'll come back and get fiddling more on this. Well, I got messing around. I pulled the carburetor off. It looks clean down the intake. So I got another carburetor with me. I did take the grill off because, you know, like I said, odds are I'll lean on it and crack a good grill that I could sell for parts. So the grill's gone. We kind of pulled on a wire and got a wire held on the starter and jumped across the solenoid. So it starts, but I think our brand new solenoid is junk. Doesn't click or anything. And we were jumping direct off the battery, so there's maybe something wrong with that. So let me go get a carb and we'll get that, at least that put on. Hey, look at this. They got a chisel blocking the vacuum line. There's an actual chisel in there. So that's probably for power brakes or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I got my replacement carburetor on. I'm going to pull these points out. I brought some new points. Get the points put on it. Maybe cap, wires. I don't know. You might try and start it. We'll see. I'll get back to you. I'll get these points on and we'll get back to you. It's just a pain to film in there. So we got our new points and condensers put on. I cleaned up the old rotor. Got to pull all the spark plug wire ends off these plugs. You know, that was great. And then find top dead center. The rats ate off all the wires, so we're just going to run a hot wire to the to the battery and put a cap on it and see if she starts, I guess. So we think we got the cap on and wires on right. Could be 180 off, we don't know, but we got the coil. We're just going to hot wire everything to the solenoid and the battery. We got some go juice. We're going to give it a snort, see if it'll even pop. I don't know. Let's see what we got. This is probably not the best way to start it, but okay. Got a fuel line hooked to it with electric fuel pump. We primed the pump. We're going to try and pour some gas in and give it another go. We got to put the cable and the coil back on.
Okay. You ready to go?
Give her a shot. Come on, baby.
Give it a second.
Good coil. She's going to go.
It's great. Don't get your face up there.
I know.
Nowhere near that. Batteries either pulled.
If it don't start, we'll burn her to the ground.
Yeah, yeah. I'm all for that. You ready?
We just gave it all the gas.
Ooh. Starter stopped.
Hang on. Let me try. It might be in that tight spot on that engine.
Yeah, I believe it is. It is.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
She might be stuck.
God.
I think she locked up. Unplugged the thing.
It's going, the starter's hung in. It's just hung in.
All right.
It ain't locked up. No.
Hang on. Let's see. So try it one more time.
Well,
See
the
if
starter ain't going to do it now. See, it's
we don't have enough juice in the battery.
kicked in. The starter's kicked in and
Oh.
it won't return back, what I'm saying. It won't turn, it's kicked out.
All right. Well, we're going to need a starter. We're going to need...
Yeah, it'd make it a lot easier. It's a lot different on that one. Yeah. We did
Kind of got it cobbled together. And basically, there's no nut holding on wire on this starter. We got screwed up wiring here. Brand new solenoid is bad. Battery's now dead. We're going to have to go back to the air-conditioned environment and regroup.
Yeah.
Because this is a hobby.
Oh, yeah.
This is not my job. This is a hobby. So, but we did hear it kind of fire once, so we know it'll fire. We might come back with some spark plugs. Yeah. Starter. We got a starter we'll put on it, some wires. I mean, like actual ground wires and starter wire.
It did crank. Yeah.
Did cranks. You know, we got a good carburetor on it. We're going to leave most of this stuff here. And we'll come back and attack it later.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Well, I'm back at the Torino. As you can see, she looks a little different. It's been over a month and a half since the last time I filmed anything out here on these cars. So what was moments for you has been a month and a half for me. So a few things have changed, as you can see. A subscriber contacted me. He had a 70.5 Falcon that was involved in an accident, and he needed a bunch of parts off of it. So I was able to help him out and get the parts that he needs, and I give him a pretty good price on them just because I want to see another car saved. So this is definitely a parts car now. And I'm going to try and get it running again. As you can see where we left off, we had a dead battery, solenoid issues, starter problem probably. I'm going to see if we can get it running, but even if it doesn't run, I'm going to start parting this car out because there's a swap meet in Calhoun, Georgia at Paradise Drag Strip where I can make some of my money back and help finance some of this stuff. So we'll pull it apart. Even if the engine doesn't run, we're going to kind of cover it up. But I got fenders, I got all kinds of parts, these fender extensions to sell, a good hood, these flat hoods, they're worth some money. So we're going to start parting this thing out, try and make back a little bit of money for the old flat broke garage. So meantime, let's see if we can get this thing started. I believe I needed an end for ground. The solenoid I think was junk. Oh, starter was messed up. It was either the battery's too low or the starter locked up. So we're going to start setting up base camp here and see what we can make happen. So stick with me. I'm going to get some junk out here and we'll get working on this. All right, so I got a different solenoid on. Got the battery in it with the battery terminal end. Got the gas tank hooked up with a fuel pump. I kind of primed the carburetor. I forgot my little, you know, remote start button, so we're still going to have to jump a solenoid. So we're just going to hook a hot wire to it and see if the starter will crank, if it was either a dead battery or the starter's locked up. So, oh, there's a nut missing off the starter. I did bring another starter I can take the nut off of just in case. But there we go. At least we got something to at least bolt the wire on, because this nut's missing on this starter. So let's get that on and we'll give it a shot. All right, so we got the starter connected with an actual nut. We got to put this is our jumper wire for hot 12 volt to our coil. But let's just see if it'll even crank. So now we got our official starter. We could just run, right? Well, let's just see. There we go.
It did turn.
Did turn. So,
Now you put your hot water on.
all right, we'll put a hot wire on here.
Turn it again.
And,
All right.
okay. All right, let's see if we got anything.
Woohoo! It's made red hot.
Yep. Huh.
Directly to the starter, it gets red hot.
Yeah. I wonder if that starter's pulling a big draw.
Yeah, some. Yeah.
You think we should change that starter?
Might help here a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Try it again.
Yep. There it goes. Come on, baby. Stop. You're hot. You're glowing.
Glowing, I mean.
Yeah.
Now you wait too long, all that stuff trash.
Oh, you're gonna catch fire.
It will.
I just want to hear it start.
It hit.
Yeah, I just want to hear. I want to hear it's hit more than once. I want to hear. Ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Go. She's hot again.
Yeah, we wailed off that. That's red hot, I'm telling you.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep. I think that starter's will junk.
She's stuck then.
Yep.
Only way you do it is turn the motor backwards. We can't get to it.
I'll pull the starter out.
Yeah, yeah. It's
We got it jacked up. I got another starter here. Get under here and look. Well, I don't know why it's so hot.
half inch, don't
Let me try. We got the one loose here. This one's loose, but that top one up there, I can't. Let's see. It's like it's rounded off. You're right.
It was that way to start with.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't do it because I couldn't get on it.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, it's rounded off. Dang.
Some way to get it off there.
Yeah.
Unless we tried another time or two.
I had easy outs. How I got it off on my other engine, this same bolt was rounded off, and I had like an easy out I put on here and an extension, but that engine was not in the car.
Oh, it made a difference.
So yeah, that makes all the difference. So there's the problem. That bolt
Bolts are made funny anyway.
is rounded off.
The way they're made funny.
And it is tight as can be. So it's 100 degrees out here, but let's take a look underneath this car. She's got the rust here. This unibody isn't working. I didn't notice until I had gotten home that my microphone totally quit on me. But basically, quick description on the unibody of the Torino wasn't as bad as I originally thought it was. However, the front cowl, the floors, the rear trunk section was still completely rotted out, and it's really, in my opinion, not worth saving. So basically, we're just going to have to deal with what we got. I am going to save, there's the original tree or log that grew through the lower control arm. So I do want to cut that off and save that as kind of a souvenir. But other than that, I think the rest of the car, she's just going to go. It was a feeble attempt, but an attempt nonetheless. Like I said, I'm not in the right area to be working on this, you know, and I know all them other guys go out in the woods and get them going and drag them out, but I don't have to do that, you know. I do appreciate my buddy Steve keeping the cars at his yard, but we're going to have to move forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to part this car out. I'm going to get a lot of these parts as swap meet, try and make a little cash. I'm going to pull the back window out of this car and throw it in the Falcon over there. I've got an interesting video coming up here next week, but after a car leaves my place, we're going to bring the Falcon over to my shop. We're going to try and break that loose and get that running. If it doesn't break loose, we'll see if we get this engine running. And like I said, sorry it took so long to get a video up, guys, but hey, family comes first, and this stuff is really, it's a hobby. You have to remember, this is my hobby. Remember, support the little channels, guys. Those are the guys that really come out here and bust their butts to do it. They don't have people editing their videos. They don't have sponsorships. They're just out here doing it because it's fun. And they like to share with you guys. So that's the most important thing. Even if you don't subscribe to me, go to these other channels, you know, subscribe to them. They really appreciate it, and, you know, it spurs them on to do more. I do this for fun. You guys like watching it? I mean, I got some great subscribers. You guys are fantastic. So that's kind of why I do this. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, sticking along, subscribing to the videos. If you, but if you haven't, just give me a subscription or a thumbs up, anything, and it all helps. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. We'll see you on the next one very soon. And talk to you later. Bye.